Hey, good morning, guys, and welcome to today's analysis. Today is 13th of February 2023. The current time is 8:53, and sorry for that additional disturbances. So, yes, so what's happening and what's cooking in the Bank Nifty? So, first of all, what I'm clearly looking, and it's very visible, clearly visible is, first of all, we are in a sort of a balanced market. So what I mean by that is anything above 41,800 is where supply is seen, and anything below the 41,200. So we are in a very 500 point, tight range where, above here is where there is supply, and, below 41,200 is where, the supply shuts off. Okay. So we are in a very, very tight range. This is also, you can consider this as a sort of a compression. And if we see and compare it with the previous week, that's where the budget came in. And overall, this was the overall move, about, so from 39,400 to 42,000. Okay. So that's about 1600 points, so that was the volatility. And now we are in a range of 500 points. And if you see the VIX and, the options IV, here it's pretty low. And this is a good time for option buyers. Here, the VIX was high, IV was high, and this was, not good for option buyers, but an amazing range to play for the option sellers. Okay, so that's, one thing which I want to start. And, this is the bigger range, so what the markets are doing is from trending, now it is in a balancing, sort of a balancing mode. Now, this does not mean that, okay, if it breaks above, then we should see some trending move start again, or if it breaks lower, we should see again a trending move, starting. So this is like, yeah, you can consider this, but, I would still be playing very safe. So first, what I'll be looking at is there are a lot of stops created. So what I mean by that is, let me now first clear all this drawing so that, I'll be pretty much. So what's my play? What's my play for today? Okay, so my thought process is there are a lot of stop losses, or, there are a lot of liquidity present above 41,800. And these are, near term, short term liquidity, not the long term liquidity. Longer term liquidity is above the 42,000 level, and, below the 39,400 levels. Okay. So first of all is I want either, so these are the where, there are buy stops, from the sellers, and below is here where there are sell stops from the buyers. So basically, from the short-term positional perspective, who are going long, they have their sell stop orders here, and, here they have the guys who are trading short, they have their buy stops is here. So first of all, I would like to see where the liquidity crunch comes in. So if the price opens up above, I should be looking whether we have continuation or not. Failure of continuation, then, we can have a mean reversion trade and, tagging the lower edge of the balance. Similarly, the second trade plan can also be a reverse of that, so once the liquidity is taken, is the price again shifting back into the balance or in the range, in the prior range. So once the price does shift, then, these are the zones, or, these are the areas where a lot of option buyers and, the retail players like me will be trapped. And, if this type of auction or this type of behavior is seen, then, I'll be looking not to trade, and, just see if it is getting sideways. If we have a pullback and, again going higher, I'll be looking at the order flow numbers to gain additional confidence and confirmation, and then I can take a long trade targeting the high of this particular balance. Okay. So overall, that's the plan which I have for today, for today's trading range. Now, why am I saying that there are, stop loss orders or there are sellers above and, buyers below? So one good thing is, you can use, so this is the same chart, but this is a volume profile chart. And what I have done is I have enabled the delta session volume, not the session volume, but the composite volume. So if I am, zooming out, this is where, you will see, or, how to identify where the seller positions, or where the inventory is created. So, okay, so first of all is this is the zone where, so 42,000 and above, so this is the zone where red means, supply is seen, and if you see, this is the zone, or this is that entire range of 41,800 to 41,200. If you see, majority of here, a lot of buyers are present, or you can say, the supply is not present here. So in this 500 point range, a lot of buy positions have already been created, and this is the composite volume profile with the delta setting. Yeah, so yeah, you can check Go Charting's YouTube, and you can contact Angad and of the Go Charting team to get more clarity, or the FNO traders. But the idea is, this gives me an idea, or this gives me clarity in terms of where the buyers are and where the sellers are. Okay, so first of all is, the reds are, are the areas which I focus upon. I do not focus upon the green, because red is nothing but, it shows you where the supply or the sellers have already created their position. So this is where a lot of selling positions were created. Okay, so above 42,000, so 42,000 to 42,200 is a range where supply can be seen, and some supply present till 42,400. Okay, so it gives me a bird's eye view in terms of where the supply is present, and where we can expect a sort of a reversal, or I'll be looking at the order flow to gauge, or to gain additional confidence to trade. But right now, this should give you some clarity in terms of where the supply is. So I just focus on the red, I don't focus on the green. The reason is, again, it gives me a clarity in terms of where the action happened. So I'm just focusing on the supply. I don't look at the buying, I only look at how strong the selling is. If the selling is weak, then I'm expecting short covering. If the selling is strong, then I'm expecting long liquidation. So those are two scenarios which are part of my A plus setups. Okay, so coming to this week, what can we expect, or what I'm seeing is, for example, if we continue higher and if we see a failure, yeah, so first of all is the buyers here, they will be the ones who will be booking their profits and exiting the system, because this is their cost basis. So those who bought previous week, if we see a gap up, then they will be the ones who will be selling in strength and exiting in profits. Once this sort of happens, I'll be looking whether we have a sort of a retracement or continuation lower. If we have continuation lower, then the buyers here again, they will try to protect, they will try to again come in, take the auction higher, and if I see a sort of a reversal, then they will be the ones who will be trapped, and then we can have a long liquidation. So some of this, so these are more from the higher time frame perspective, the behavior, overall behavior which I'm expecting. This can happen in a day, or this can happen in a week, but that's what I'm currently observing upon. And what are the order flow, not the order flow, but what is the options data telling us? So let's look at that. Okay, so first of all, let me just draw this zone, so that way I'm pretty much clear. Okay, so this is the area of interest, and what I'm seeing is 41,500 is the level of equilibrium where both call and put positions have been created. So this is the line in send. This, so if the price opens above, then I'll be looking this as a support. If the price opens below or below this, I'll be looking this as a level of resistance. So that's one. Second thing is, as we are seeing, I'm seeing is, the call positions here, there are much lower. Here the put positions are also lower. Yeah, so if you see, we have a sort of a triangle. This is just my pattern, but as the price goes higher, the call is decreasing. As the price goes lower, the puts are also decreasing. If we see an increase in puts, that is one sign. So if you see here, we have a sort of an increase in puts and then decrease in the puts. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be looking at pre-open data, but I see that we might open with a sort of a gap up. And let me just go quickly through the global markets. So the Dow Jones is flat, Nikkei is negative, Hang Seng is also negative. Dollar index is around 103. This is increasing. India VIX has decreased, which is a good sign. CL is above 80, not a good sign. Gold is below 1900 but above 1800, so it's flat. So overall, the Dow is flat, but rest is all negative. So then we might not have a sort of a gap up opening. So what should be I'll be looking at? So okay, so first of all is I'm seeing a decrease in the change in OI for the calls. Similarly, here there is an increase in put. Here also there is a decrease in puts. Yeah. Similarly, here there is a decrease in call and a decrease in put. So overall, there is no clarity. That's what I'm looking at, and these are all just my opinions. I can be wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong. So immediately my focus shifts to the high, which is 41,800. So this is the swing high of this range, and this low of 41,200. Okay, so these are the two zones where I shift, and here again maximum call, and here maximum put positions have been already created. Plus let me see if I can get the composite profile and see if I can get any more clarity. So I'll click on fixed range. Yes, from here to here. Okay, so overall we are in a sort of a balance. Let me just hide the market profile, so and the candlestick. Okay, so overall what we are seeing is we are in a sort of a very tight range and a tight balance. 41,543, this is the zone which is above 41,500 level, and we have a good slope, a bell shaped curve happening. Okay, so there are stops above here, stops below here, so a good range play, range play to look at. Okay, so now I'll just delete this, and I'll get back the candlestick and the market profile chart. Okay, so let me also open the pre-open data, and I'll also look at the change in OI of ITM and OTM, and what are the things which have been if we can get any clarity. So Nifty Bank, the time is 9:06, and okay, so what am I able to spot here? First of all, yes, good call positions have been created. What about puts? Good put positions have also been created. 28, so OTMs, if I see 28, 57, 16, more put positions have been created, OTMs, compared to call. ITM, more call positions have been created and less number of put positions have been created. So overall, OTM inventory is higher on the put side, compared to call side. ITM inventory is around the call side compared to put side. So it is giving me a sort of a hint that we are going to open with a sort of a gap up, and let me just clear this. And what's the IV? So I did not look at the IV, and the IV is about 12.5 here, and here it is about 15 or 14.9. That's fine. So we're still way below 20 IV, which is still good for the option buyers. So the time is 9:08. Here it is not loaded. Let me see. Okay, so we are opening with around 40, below 41,600 and above 41,500. Okay, so now the okay, one last thing, which I wanted to share is, if we look at the order flow numbers, so what's the overall volume. So here, based on the order flow data, a lot of buyers, or a lot of buying came in, followed by some selling activity. So 41,630 below it, and above it. So these are the immediate stop losses, which I'm seeing. And also from the overall inventory chart, we are opening in the area where the buyers were active. Okay, so we are way opening within the range, and what I'm expecting is a sort of, first of all, is let the stops, so let this particular stops, all those stops be cleared. Let the stops here, and we also have got a trapped seller here. Do we have any trapped buyer? Let me just delete this. No, we don't have it. But yes, so for me, this is a major area which can act as a resistance as we are opening lower. So I'll be looking for a short trade, a resistance trade like this, if this behavior develops, or, I'll seeing 41,600 in futures, whether we have a reversal here, because this is where the sellers were trapped, and, I'm looking to see some sort of, responsive buying at those levels. Okay, so those are from the order flow numbers, and it's clearly visible here, where the stops are present. And let's see, so the time is 9:10. We still have got good amount of time, 5 minutes left, but here, if you see, we are having a lot of stops above, and a lot of stops, so a lot of stops below. So a buffet, so a buffet, and sort of a buffet is what I can see. And if one strikes, then we can have a firecracker effect, and then so let's see. I'm still not. I'll be looking at it, and currently 41,500 is the level of, is the area of interest. So 41,563 is we are just opening 4 points above. So yes, supply is present. Pre-open data inventory is a bit long, is flat, I would say, but not long. Looking at this, we are the pre-open, or the inventory is flat. Okay, so I'll just close this chart. I'll close this chart, and also we are opening below the composite point of control, which that was 41,564 something, and we are just opening around those levels. Yeah. So a very interesting and challenging day. So I'll just put this in my notes. The time is 9:11. Also, yeah, 41,200 is the area. So this is the weekly. This is on a higher time frame, and there are, so we are opening in the trap shorts, or where the sellers have been present. The buyers are the ones who will be trying to exit. So yes, so I'll be looking for some responsive selling first, and 41,500 is the area where I'll be expecting some sort of responsive buying. If that does not happen, then we should see continuation to the lower side, and the next area where the responsive buying can happen is 41,390 or 41,400. Okay. And these are some of the zones which where I'm seeing liquidity. So 41,500 is the first area, and next it comes similarly 41,284 and 41,253. Yeah. So yes, a lot of things. I have my trade plan clear in terms of what I have to look at, and let's see how the market opens, and how it goes. So we are still 3 minutes left before the market opens. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions, do let me know, or else we can just continue and see how it's happening, and how it's going. So I hope, yeah, you are having a good good day, good analysis day. And yes, so a lot of stops. We are opening around the previous close. Here we have got trapped inventory, a good number of trapped buyers and trapped sellers. So this is the inflection zone, and I'm looking for some sort of reversive and responsive buying here. If not, and if this level breaks, then we can tag the upper stops, and we should see for continuation to the higher side. $41,563. 41,300 CE. So I'm looking at ITM. So I'll be looking at the reaction, but 41,300 CE and 41,700 PE. Those are the two strike prices, which I'm looking at. And let's see how it develops. So I'll just close this. Yeah, we are in the buying zone. So a lot of sideways action is what I'm looking at, but first I'm looking to see whether the lower stops get triggered or the upper stops get triggered. So this is the overall structure, which I'm looking at, and let's see, how the price or how the overall auction develops. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to use the chat. If not, then let's see. We are gonna open now in 5 seconds. So we had a good look below. We are clearing this level. We have cleared this structure. Okay, so I have taken a couple of trades and I'm currently in loss. So these are the two trades I entered, and now I'm seeing continuation higher. Nope, it's not, but yeah. So overall, I'm in a loss of 1,700 rupees. But yeah, we'll see. So those are a couple of opening trades. And what I'm seeing is this zone has been cleared. We are seeing supply coming in at 41,600. Overall, all the structures have been tagged, and now we are back in the range and we are just chopping around. Okay, so starting trades are in loss. I have taken 1, 2, 3 trades. These are the buy, and if you see 12, 23, 27, yeah, so these are the zones. But I'm looking for some supply to come in. Yeah, so now we are seeing some sort of trapped buyers. So here, if you see, the buyers are getting trapped. This is the supply, or the support zone. If it tags, and we also have some unfinished auctions. So I'm currently long. Okay, and it got triggered. So 481 to 478, very choppy. The reason I went long is, I saw some, acceptance here. But yeah, overall, I'm still in the loss of 1.791 or, 200, or, $2,000. Okay, so thank you. That's it. And, I'll be coming back tomorrow. Yeah. Take care.